Sup nerds. So last Friday, a group of people from my locals decided to do something to spice up this format that has lasted about 2 months longer than it was originally supposed to. What we did is we got 12 of us together and we each paid $30 entry, and we each got 2 packs of 1.5, 2 packs of BT4, and 2 packs of BT5. And we played with the Digimon pre-release rules, where colors for Digivolutions don't matter, and the only thing that matters is playing option cards, is having that color on the field. It was a very fun experience. I really enjoyed playing that format. I really enjoy the pre-release formats. I think it's really fun building kind of janky decks and just seeing who can outplay the other person. Since nobody really has like a truly broken deck, they might have like a few broken cards here and there. But what I'm going to go over now is the deck profile of the deck that I built with my 2 packs 1.5, 2 packs of BT4, and 2 packs of BT5. And then over the next few days, you guys are going to see my commentaried matches. I played 4 matches. I'm not going to spoil you and tell you how I did, but I did fairly well. But over the next few days, you guys are going to see those matches as well. But let's get to it. So this is my 40 card deck, and I'll go ahead and go over everything for you. Starting off, we have our Digitama. This does not interact with anything in my deck, so it is a vanilla Tama. I do have one level 7 that I pulled, so this guy did come up one time. His effect did trigger once, so he's not completely vanilla. Digimon, draw 1, trash 1 on deletion. That actually came up at least once a match, so definitely by far the most impactful Tama that I did pull. Sadly, we only did pull 3, but I mean, it's better than none. Some people only pulled like 1 or 2, and some people were lucky enough to pull 5, but I will take 3. And for our rookies, we got 2 of the Digiburst Add 'em to your hand rookies from BT4. Pretty good. 2 of the Gaussmons from BT5 that give each other 3000 DP when they're both on the field, and your opponent can't reduce Digivolution cost. Never relevant. I had both of these in my hand once or twice, but I never had both of them on the field to where they actually gave each other 3000 DP. So they were just vanilla 2000 beaters. I don't think I ever impacted anyone's ability to play. With the opponent's turn, your opponent can't reduce Digivolution cost effect. And then we pulled one 2-cost 5000 rookie from BT4. Very good to see at least one of these. And then the rest of our rookies were all 3-drop 4000 vanilla beaters. So we got 2 Armadillomon, 2 Patamon, 2 Pillowmon, and then 1 Kunamon and 1 Floramon. I was very lucky to get as many as I did. I actually had to cut some of the rookies that I pulled. So definitely not complaining. I did make out pretty well as far as pulling rookies. And that is it. I am playing 13 rookies, or I played 13 rookies, I should say. And on to our champions. We pulled 1 Pitomon blocker, and we were fortunate enough to pull 2 Shademon. Very lucky. So with pulling 2 of these, obviously you're more likely to have it in security where it comes out for free. That actually only happened in one game one time, but it did let me kill that person on my turn. I know it can't attack. I was able to Digivolve on top of it and swing, but very fortunate to pull at least some blockers, because blockers are very important in this meta. The main thing you want to look for is blockers and any form of removal that is on a Digimon. You prefer Digimon, so you always have it live, as opposed to options where you have to have that color in play in order to play it. But 3 blockers, not bad. And then we pulled 1x Vmon. Sadly, I didn't pull like a Vmon or anything like that to where like I could guarantee like survive with the level 4 or something, or level 3. So unfortunately, his effect literally never came up to where I could attack twice with something small. But I did have him in my hand several times where that could have come up if one of my rookies or something survived a security check, but sadly they never survived in order for me to use this effect, but still a good card. And then we pulled Lobomon and Gunimon. Sadly, I did not pull a single tamer, not a bad tamer, nothing. I didn't pull a single tamer, so these guys were only relevant because they are 2 to Digivolve 5000 DP beaters. And I also pulled a card that interacts with these guys as a level 5. I'll get to that when I get to my level 5s. And then we pulled 4 3 drop champions, very nice, and 2 of them were the 1 to Digivolve champions. Very happy to see these. Being able to just hard play these guys and then threaten an ultimate on the following turn is cool. And having that ability as well as a cheap Digivolve is very nice as well. And then last but certainly not least, we pulled 1 Devimon, Digiburst 2 to delete a level 3 Digimon. I pulled him in the BT4 pre-release as well, but I only saw him like once or twice. I saw him at least once a match, if I recall correctly, and he definitely overperformed. I was very happy to pull him and see him as often as I did. Deleting rookies isn't like obviously super impactful, but if you have a way of getting rid of one of your opponent's bodies for free, you definitely want to be able to abuse that, and I definitely did with him. And that is it. We are playing 11 champions. And on to our ultimates. We pulled 3 2 to Digivolve ultimates, and we pulled 1 5 cost, or 5 drop, I should say, in Warrior Monzimon. Overall, very nice to see cheap evos and cheap play costs. And then we pulled 2 vanillas that are essentially just beaters, 1 9k and 1 10k ultimate. This guy was very good. I was able to swing security and crash into other megas that were 10k that were suspended on my opponent's side of the field just to clear him. Very good card. I was very happy to have him. He was useful all day. And then we pulled 1 Oldemon. He interacts with, if you have a Lobomon or an Agunimon underneath him, he gets plus 4,000 DP and +1. He has +1 security naturally. So he's an 11,000 DP ultimate that swings for 2 security checks. Very good. I only had that effect live 1 time, but it was useful when it was live. And then we got 1 Taumon. His inheritable is all of your opponent's security Digimon get -1,000 DP. This was on the field once or twice. However, I don't think the effect actually kept anything from dying to security check. He just happened to be on the field. And we did pull 1 Dino Beamon. Very useful card, just being able to swing with a 7,000 ultimate and knowing it's going to survive security checks, and just as long as you can protect it or whatever on your opponent's turn, you can just swing again. I only saw him a few times, but he definitely was very nice to be able to swing early on my opponents. And that is it. We played 8 ultimates. Alright, and on to our megas. We pulled 1 Diaboromon that on Digivolve makes a token. A very cool card to have in this format, because it being able to cheat out extra bodies is always a good thing. But sadly, I only drew him a few times, and it was never the correct play to Digivolve into him, so unfortunately he did not see a single turn on the field, but still a good card to have as that option. 1 Anubismon. I was very pleased to see this card. This guy lets you cheese and steal wins. Being able to play a level 3 Digimon, which is not color restrictive if you notice that, and it gives all of your guys played from the trash rush for the turn, so it just lets you pull out an extra swing. Sadly, I drew him a few times, but it was never the appropriate play, so he also never saw the field. But very good to have him as an option, just to be able to cheese wins. 1 Lotosmon. All turns when your opponent plays a level 4 or lower Digimon, suspend it. A very good effect, because it keeps your opponent from just continuously playing rookies, because if you do have this out on the field, you can just swing over them because they're obviously going to be suspended. Sadly, I only Digivolved into her, I think, 1 time, and that effect was not relevant while she was on the field. But having 12,000 DP is relatively relevant, because that's a pretty big threshold for megas in this format. And not 1, but 2 Argomon. So this guy's good because he's a Digisorption 3, so he lets you basically Digivolve into him for 2 cost, which is very cheap for an 11,000 DP mega. And also he gets extra security checks if you have other suspended Digimon, which you're going to have at least 1 if you Digisorption into him, if you didn't suspend him in order to Digivolve into him. I actually won a game with him. And it was the only time I dropped him all day. I probably would have abused him a little bit more, but sadly I just didn't see him as often as I saw some of my other cards, which is kind of surprising when I played 2 of him and I didn't play 2 of any other mega, but that's just how it goes. I just didn't draw him as often as you would expect playing 2 of him. But very good card. He is the reason why I won one of my games, and that definitely mattered. So props to him, very strong. And then one Victory Greymon, extremely strong card. I pulled this in the BT4 pre-release as well. I love this guy. He can pop an 8,000 DP body on Digivolve as long as you have 2 sources underneath him. Very strong in this format, and also having 12,000 DP is important as well. And then one Mastamon. I dropped her a few times. I want to say like 2 or 3 times total for the day, but she definitely was the reason I was able to push my opponents around a little bit, getting an extra body from the trash while trashing one of your opponent's security. And then just if you're ahead in the game, it just puts even more pressure on your opponent. She's very strong, and another 12,000 DP mega to worry about. But that is it. We were playing 7 megas. And my one level 7 was Alt Art Chaosmon from BT4. Extremely strong level 7. Just to give you guys a refresher of what level 7s potentially would be in the format. Alter S from 1.5. And then Chaosmon and Chaosmon Balderon from BT4. And then all of the Omnimons from BT5. In the room, there was an Alter S that was pulled, so there was one in the room. There was at least 1 or 2 Blitz Omnis. There was an X Antibody. There was probably another rare Chaosmon in the room. I didn't play anybody that pulled one though, and I don't think there was a Valderum in the room, so he was one of the most powerful 7s in the room. Just generic removal as long as you're swinging over something that's less than 14,000 DP and getting an extra check. Very strong because it lets you obviously attack unsuspended Digimon. Main thing I used this guy for was removal, is just clearing bodies that my opponent had unsuspended. Whenever I played him, it pretty much sealed the game for me. I don't think I lost a single game once this guy touched the field, which I think I dropped him about once a match. But very strong card. I was very happy to pull him. That is the deck. I really recommend trying this format out. I know there's like another week or 2 before the format's over. But doing this with 2 packs 1.5, 2 packs of BT4, and 2 packs of BT5 was a ton of fun. Everyone at my locals enjoyed playing. There was only 12 of us playing this format, but we all enjoyed it. Even the people that lost still enjoyed playing. But I do recommend trying this out if you are bored with the format. And like I said, I am going to post all 4 of my matches over the next few days with my commentary over them, of course. I recommend you guys check those out. It's going to be the first time I've ever posted matches from pre-release style matches. Also, some news. We have created a Discord for the channel just to maybe try to build a nice little community. Some people can talk, trade, just discuss Digimon. The link for that is in the description, as well as the link for the giveaway of our box of 1.0. If you haven't entered that giveaway and you want to enter that, check the link in the description, and also check out the link to our Discord. But I do appreciate you guys stopping by. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy seeing this kind of content and want to come back for more. But until next time, see ya.